Welcome to Dukascopy TV with me, Alex Isat. As the UK gears up for the May elections, what has the recent Bank of England's monetary policy meeting told us? To help us understand a bit more about the situation is Victor Golovtchenko, editor at Forex Magnates. Victor, are there any surprises from the Bank of England's monetary policy meeting?
Well, on the markets, there was an overwhelming consensus amongst analysts that there will be no changes made in interest rates after today's Bank of England MPC meeting. But in fact, the current market consensus could stretch for quite a while going forward, because what the futures markets are pricing in for the first interest rate hike to be made by the Bank of England is pushed back all the way to the final quarter of 2015 or the beginning of 2016.
Do you think the interest rate should be changed?
Well, in my views and in the views of Forex Magnates, there is no need for now to change interest rates in the UK. And for that matter, we also tend to side with the US Fed, which hasn't moved interest rates yet. And we're seeing this pressure of down on inflation from falling oil prices. And in the views of Forex Magnates, there's hardly any reason to expect rate hikes from the Bank of England in the near future, not at least until the final quarter of 2015 and maybe even 2016. Now, the Bank of England's Governor Mark Carney is much more likely to write a letter to the Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne, to explain why has the inflation target, which is 2% for the Bank of England, actually undershot by more than 1%. And we think that the consumer price index in the UK could drop below 1% in the near future due to falling oil prices.
Is the UK on track to be buoyant in 2015, or will the election throw a spanner in the works?
Actually, that's a great question, and we think that there's been a lot of political uncertainty priced into the pound in recent months. The decline, which started in it didn't start in September, but accelerated in September of last year, as the expectations for a rise in the interest rates in the US have shot up, has nothing to do with monetary policy, as we have seen at this point in time in the UK, this expectation being pulled back repeatedly for the past 18 months. And we think the same thing is happening in the US, but political uncertainty and a hung parliament is risking is a big risk to the pound. So with Labour and Conservatives at the virtual tie, it will be very hard for either major party to form a government, and it might fall into the hands of the UK Independence Party and the Scottish National Party to side with probably the Conservatives, since they are closer with them. But the risks that the UK could vote itself out of the European Union, in our view, are now pressuring the pound, and we see it trading lower, probably towards 148 until May 2015, when the elections will be held.
Thanks for your time today. Keep watching Dukascopy TV for more news on the economy. Goodbye.